Welcome to another episode of Pitstop Fracas. I am your host, Mahad, and we're back with a new episode. I'm joined by Martz. Martz, how we doing?
Bing bong, Masi's gone. I'm good.
Well, listen, we've been celebrating for like a week out here. Masi is gone. If you ain't heard the news, you might be living under a rock, but Masi is gone. Our public enemy number one. We've been on him from early, saying this guy ain't been good at his job, and he finally lost his job. So we've got something to celebrate. And we're joined by Chris. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good. How are you, brother?
I'm all good, man. I'm getting back to the swing of things. F1 season back, pre-season testing, car launches. We're back, and to the audience, we're going to be back weekly now. So we're not going to take a long hiatus like we did over the whole of January. So look forward to new weekly episodes. Before we get started, bit of housekeeping. Follow us at Pitstop Fracas on Twitter. Get all the updates, all our tweets. We've been analyzing all these car launches, and we are giving everybody some new content every other week as well, and that's where you get updated. Also, follow the Instagram at Pitstop Fracas as well. We're trying to build a community in there as well. Brother Chris runs that, and we're going to try to build that platform as well. If you listening on Spotify, please leave a review, 5-star review. We need that for the algorithms, get our name out there, and the same with Apple as well. And on YouTube as well, give this video a like, and please subscribe as well. It would really help us out. So today's episode, before we get we're going to talk about car launches and everything else, but we have to get the elephant out of the room. We're going to talk about Masi Asmalo. He's finally gone. Announced by the FIA president that he'll be moved to another role in the FIA. It's not been disclosed where he's going to be going. He might be cleaning toilets. You don't know. He might be deserved from all the shambles that happened at the end of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in 2021. They've kind of decided, okay, he's got to go out the door, and he's been replaced by I don't know the exact names. I'll get that up in a minute. But I'm going to come to you, Martz. Martz, what's your thoughts on Masi going? Masi being removed as director. Give me your thoughts.
FIA finally did something good, so I wouldn't say props to them. They should have done it a lot sooner. It was kind of clear and obvious what went afoot in Abu Dhabi, and they tried to keep on sweeping under the carpet. But as I said, you couldn't keep Team LH quiet, boy. They kept fighting and props to them for getting a W in what is a long war, basically. That's just one of the battles, but as I said, there's still another battle to fight with the stewards and getting some type of clarity with there. But I think the FIA kind of jumped ahead of that as well. And what the outcomes of their findings seem to be good stepping stones to paving a better future for the sport.
Do you think they kind of thought, okay, let's get rid of Masi? They kind of released it at the same time as the Ferrari launch as well.
It's all part of the same company, though, isn't it? It's not about sneaking under the rug. It's part of the same company. It's like it's part two of the car launch. That's how I saw it.
Yeah,
it's not like.
But do you think this is them kind of sweeping it under the rug? Okay, look, we got rid of Masi. We've listened to his pressure. We've done a report. We're not going to release that report. As of yet, they've not said any information about releasing it yet. So, or the details anyway. Do you think they're trying to move on really, really quickly from all of this and just focus on the next season?
I think they are. And I think it was important for them to get out before Drive to Survive comes out as well. So they need to do something before then, because if they didn't and they came out, and you know how they're going to try and make it like Max won it by himself and all of that, you kind of needed to have someone to say, you know, this is something did go wrong in Abu Dhabi, and give an official statement. So yeah, I think they are trying to sweep it under the rug, but as I said, there's been a W Because I mean, what they tried to do before was disgusting, but now they've at least admitted some type of wrongdoing. So, as I say, it's just the first
this
of
is
many
my problem.
battles.
Have they admitted to any wrongdoing? I don't know.
They've admitted to it. They've
Like
admitted.
if you're fired, a guy, you're not really admitting blame. You can't. It's kind of like when the government say, "Oh yeah, they bagged the minister doing something mad in the cabinet," and then
Yeah, like
"Oh,
what they do with
we're
what's his
moving you
face,
to
Hancock.
Department of Health. We're moving you over there, bro.
Yeah.
You're moving mad at Home Office. We're shifting you about. We're doing a cabinet reshuffle to make it kind of look like he didn't do anything wrong." Do you think that was the kind of case?
I think he's been moved from the pinnacle of this motorsport. So that is whatever happens.
The high position, basically.
Yeah. So it's a demotion. Whatever happens, it's probably going to be a demotion. Even if he goes on to the FIA board or does anything, it's out of sight, out of mind now. Basically, he has very limited involvement into what can directly impact the sport on race days. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, but as I said, it's a W nonetheless. It's what a lot of the fans wanted. Masi Gone. As I said, you can't really fire him outright because who knows what he knows about the FIA, and it probably brings a whole bunch of legal proceedings that basically the FIA and F1 don't really want. So it's just better just to move him from one location to another and just to appease the fans and while appeasing Masi at the same time, even though it's kind of not fair that he's getting appeasement. But you know what white privilege does for them nowadays, isn't it? So,
Chris, let me get your thoughts on this Masi removal. Do you think it's a dub for the fans, or is it more just FIA trying to cover their tracks a little bit and trying to move on quickly from it?
It's a bit of both. So obviously they're covering their tracks. They've made a fool guy. Like there's someone to blame for what happened. But also the fact that that guy wasn't good at his job. Like it was time to go. He weren't strong enough with the teams. He didn't tell them just like, look, we've made a decision. This is that. That is this. Just hold it and stay calm. He kept on, listening to persuasion. And when you tell someone something, you need to be like strong, like a teacher in school, and be strong. He weren't strong. Like he was the one that, where the kids can bully the teacher and that run riot. That's what they were doing. So it's like you needed to be strong and be like, no, this can't run. This runs. Like speak to men like they're grown men, not your mate. Like they shouldn't be your friends that are being like, this is a motor race or I'm checking. Give me one moment to be like, look, this is what's going on. This is what the stewards have decided. Just hold that and stay calm. There's been too much nonsense and he was too slow to react to things as well. So it's just like a lot of nonsense happened over the past 2 years for a guy that wasn't ready for a job that it was given to him due to unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah, I think when you think back, yeah, and I've been thinking about this for a while. When you think back, he got thrown into the position Australian GP because of the unfortunate passing of Charlie, and then from there, I kind of gave him a blight when he was making mistakes on certain penalties and even certain safety procedures because he's learning on the job. Japan 2019 sticks out to me where he was just basically getting ignored by Ferrari. When he basically said, "Oh, you're going to bring Leclerc in after that incident at the beginning because his bits are flying off his car. It's a safety issue." And Ferrari was like, "I don't know. We might leave him out there for a bit, see what I want." Like even safety issues, he wasn't good at. We saw what he was like in Baku. We saw how he dealt with Spa. The guy is not good at his job, and for me, I was advocating this guy to get out of the job from early doors, even prior to what happened in Saudi Arabia and what happened in Abu Dhabi last year. So, just on a competency scale, the guy is not good at his job in terms of safety aspects, which he's the race director. He's supposed to look after the safety of the drivers. He's not doing that, and just getting bullied. He's getting like Chris said, he's getting moved to. How much times has he been moved to on the radio, Chris? This year? This year alone. He's been batted up by bare team principals. So it was time for him to go. yes, it's a bit of it's not a scapegoat thing because it was time for him to go anyway, but it's a way of the FIA protecting themselves to say, okay, look, we've moved him to another position. For them to save face, they might put him in like what Martz did. They might put him up in a more senior position that's just kind of like gardening leave a little bit, just like put him on the board somewhere. So it looks image-wise, everything with FI is image-wise. It looks like a promotion image-wise, but it's not really a promotion because the race directors, the head job in F1 at the moment. So I know that he's been replaced with 2 people now. So we've got Eduardo Freitas and is it Neil? I forgot his second name. Neil Wittes, I think. If I butchered that, apologies, Neil. Chris, what's your thoughts on these new race directors that are going to come in?
So one of them was doing DTM, which had just as bad as an ending as Abu Dhabi, just full of nonsense and nonsense driving. But where he's better is the fact that I think it's either him or the other one, where they were just like, they just go, the white line's the racetrack. If you go over the white lines, you're not on the racetrack no more. They don't do no talking or negotiating. It's straight. Just these are the rules. This is how things are going to go. Just get in there. So even if they do funny things, it's a case of we know where these men stand. So it's like these men, like if they mess up, at least we know it's going to be somewhat consistent in comparison to others where it's like, man are talking on the radio, then changing the rules as on the fly. Like there's going to be none of that.
Yeah, for sure. If you are watching them, I might be out of sync at the moment. I'm just gonna try to get that sorted out. If we move on now, because Masi's gone, so we're moving on to the new season. That's it. We will not be talking about Michael Masi again on this podcast. So I promise you that's my new season prediction. I'm not talking about Masi no more. The guy's not good at his job. Hopefully, these new guys are coming in. Heard a line of him saying, I think it's Eduardo Freitas said, "If you're off the line, don't ruin my garden." Basically, if you ruin my garden, I'll give you a penalty. And I like that. Basically,
I hear it.
So,
Max,
yeah,
no more white lines just for Max.
A lot of people love track. How much time did we hear track limits last season?
Wait.
Even Bahrain, the start.
Definitely. I'm just sorting out my Wi-Fi connection. Sorry, guys. This doesn't sound like okay. Hopefully, I'm better now. So what we're gonna do today? There's been a lot of car launches over the last month or so. And we're going to review these car launches and review these cars that have been new set of regulations. Some people have had more time than others to deal with these regulations. And one by one, they've been released over the month of February. Firstly, Haas just basically mailed it in and said, "Oh, raw, these man doing car launches. Let's just post a picture on Twitter." So anybody working over there, they had an easy job, right? But everybody else kind of did. We had Aston Martin do a release as well with Lawrence Stroll. Can't read a prompter. Can't.
Hey, that was terrible.
He's a billionaire, yeah. Man can't read. He's reading very, very slowly. It's looking nuts.
It was terrible, bro. It was terrible.
Didn't the stocks go down during the
Oh my god. It probably does. It did. It was horrible. I was sitting there, I'm like, this guy's reading like an 8-year-old. What's going on, man?
Bro, and he was doing it for time as well. He's talking for ages and ages. Like, show me the car, bro. Why am I hearing?
And he speaks in such a monotone.
Yeah, monotone.
Monotone.
Like, let your son speak, man. I don't want to hear you speak, man. I ain't got time for this. Yeah, so we saw some unique car launches. We saw Alpine on Monday with some next like illusions going on with man dancing and that. I don't know what was going on there. Everybody tried to be a little bit different, but that's how it is this time of year. And we saw a load of different cars and lots of different interpretations of the regulations, and it seems like it's going to be an exciting one this year. So the way we're going to do it today is we're just going to go through them in order. Each car, we're going to have a little chat about some of the tech on the cars, what we think of the livery, and then we're going to give it a ranking out of 10. And what we're going to do is add up our scores, and whoever's got the top three, that's our top three at pit stop. So, firstly, we're going to start with the Haas. Martz, I know you're just looking at the Haas now. You're just looking at the real life renders of that. Yeah. What's your thoughts so far at that Haas? What are you thinking? They've had years to fix this car. Gunter Steiner has been fixing this car for time. Yeah. Are you blown away?
No, I'm not. I mean, like, you could just tell from the way they even just dropped it on Twitter. This car's not going to be any good this year, man. I'm sorry. Like, there's no effort, or I think the thing is, Haas is such a controversial team as well because of their sponsor. There isn't much any hype around them, and the fact that they got the Ferrari B team engineers on there, I don't even rate the Ferrari A team engineers. So the Ferrari B team engineers is kind of sticky. So I'm gonna give the overall car. Or do you want me to give me a rating now, or you can do it later?
No, give me a rating now. Give me a rating now.
Looking at it now, it's the same, pretty much same as last year. I'll give it a 4, man. Yeah, 4. I'm not blown away. I'm not really impressed by it. Yeah.
God damn, 4, that's low, brother. That is low. I think it looks all right. It looks like obviously, shout out to Putin and that. It's a Russian flag, basically. But I think it looks like it's more detailed than the other cars. Obviously, they've had more time than that. But I'm gonna write down 4 for you. Let me go to you, Chris. Chris, thoughts on the Haas?
I'm not gonna lie. I like the paint, that white. It's a bit bad, but the car looks well put together. Like, although when Mark showed the picture of all the panels and you can see the panels connecting, it's a bit mad. But generally, the shape looks put well together. So I'll give it a 7. Like, I don't hate it. Like, so
you're just saying that because of Mick, bro. You're literally saying that because of Mick.
Oh, it's Mick propaganda,
There's a heavy mix tax on that, boy. There's a heavy mix tax on that.
Look, yeah. Although this season is the Mick propaganda season, like, I'm going back for the Fan of the Year award back to back. Yeah, different drivers, but we'll stay calm.
All right. I listen for listeners. Chris is our resident Mick Schumacher stock salesman, so he's gonna try to push Mick Schumacher stocks, and I feel like he's inflating it with his rating right now. So what was that? 7 out of 10?
7.
You're giving it a 7.
Yeah,
God
7.
damn. All right. I think tech wise they've at least tried. It's not like they've mailed it in. They've done their own thing unique wise. I think they've started to work closer with Ferrari. So I think they've opened up a place in Maranello as well to kind of have their engineers. And I know Mark, you just mentioned it. They got the B Tech Ferrari engineers, but listen, they've got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? So they've started to use their gearbox and work much more closely with it. So it's highly likely if Ferrari smash the regulations, Haas are going to do well as well. So just for being closer to Haas, I'm going to give it maybe a 6 out of 10. That's what I'm going to give it. So livery wise, can't go wrong with a Russian flag, man. Can't go wrong with that, man.
Mahad's really trying not to get his house bombed, in it.
Hey, shout out to Putin, bro. I'm on your side, G. I ain't trying to get no problems out here. Okay, so let me add that up. We're gonna give it 17 out of 30. We're gonna give that a 17 out of 30. Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to the next car. The ultimate mail-in merchants. I don't even know if this is mail-in in or they're hiding. Red Bull. Marks, we know your feelings about Red Bull. You're quite open about it. But what was your thoughts on your livery? We have to say livery because we don't know the car.
Yeah.
We don't know. We've had them blurred images from people with
144p thing.
Fam, 240p, you know. 240p images. Who's got these phones? What's going on here? Man are taking pictures on a Sony Ericsson and thinking that in 2022, I know the car's going 200 miles an hour and that, but come on, we could have got a better image there. So yeah, Red Bull decided to just use the stock car and put their livery on it and just announce that Oracle's their main sponsor. Probably a very, very, very shameless launch by Red Bull to not show their car. But Martz, what do you think of their livery this year? It's the same as last year and the year before.
Exactly. Not much to say on it. Yeah, just it's Red Bull, innit?
Is that it? Is that it?
That's it. It's Red Bull. I ain't got much to say on that, man.
So there's a saying, look, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
It's
Agenda
true.
aside, does it not look good?
I mean, it looks
or
nice.
Is it the case that they just don't change it? That's why you don't like it.
It's not that I don't mind teams just sticking to a certain scheme, like, I think the Red Bull it's never an ugly car on the track. So, I mean, it might have ugly people behind it, but it's not an ugly car on track. So I'll give them a 6. Not much, but I feel like they're hiding a lot behind tech wise. I think they're using a similar suspension to McLaren as well. Is it a push rod? I can't remember.
Pull rod.
Pull rod.
Only McLaren and RB are using pull rods.
Yeah.
Which is,
So
might be good, might be bad. You never know.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
6
out of 10.
Yeah, and I think I feel like a lot of people feel like they're not going to be good this year because they were investing so much into last year's car. But I feel like there'll be dark horses. If they're not title challenges, they'll still definitely be up there. It's still like Red Bull, to be honest. So, and Newey is an aerodynamics genius, so you can't really put anything past them, man.
I see it like this: engine's patented already.
Yeah, I mean they had the best engine last year, innit? So
exactly. So their engine's patented already. So that's not going to be an issue. And if it was a case where they had to just leave Newey to do his aerodynamics thing and kind of work on it, obviously they've got less time than the other teams because they finished second in the constructors. But I don't think they're going to put shitbox up, and they're hiding shit. So the fact that they're hiding stuff, why would you hide stuff? Would you hide the car if it was bad? I don't know. It's kind of if they're scared that people will copy.
To be honest, the thing is, every team's hidden their cars. Like of the Mercedes, I think what they dropped, I think we'll come to them in a minute. But even what they dropped wasn't exactly what was kind of put out on in the images and on track. So what they showed at the actual show was something very similar. I mean, that the only difference is Red Bull didn't show anything at all. So a lot of teams are still hiding a lot of stuff. So I think it's just that's what we have to be mindful here. That a lot of teams have still got a lot under the, they're holding on to their cars close to their chest, basically.
Definitely. Chris, what's your thoughts on the Red Bull and how they approach this launch?
It's similar to what Mars said. They haven't changed anything in particular. To be honest, I don't like the Oracle sponsorships written on the side, like in big letters like that. It don't look good. Like it doesn't look nice. It doesn't fit with the floor. Pardon?
They got a big boy bag for it though.
That's very
500
true.
million.
Very, very, very true. Oh, like remember when they used to get sponsored by like Infinity, then it added the purple to the car and it looked kind of cool, looked interesting. This just looks like plain like. So to be honest, for me, it's like a 5 out of 10. It's what I expected and nothing more, nothing less. Like this is like I can't give you extra props for just doing the normal thing.
It just looks like a Twitter render. Like they picked the images off Twitter. It's just a Twitter render, isn't it? So it wasn't like anything special.
Yeah.
It's not like we could look at the car and think, oh yeah, they've done a different shape here, or it kind of looks like shape-wise, body shape-wise, it looks different. We don't really know until we actually see the car on track. Probably gonna get some images from Barcelona in testing. But yeah, I definitely agree that the Oracle sponsor does not look good. They've got this new kind of like cryptocurrency sponsor as well that they put on the front wing as well. That looks nasty. But the bag is the bag, so that's what they're doing. They're collecting money, man. So for me, I'm giving it, once they put that crypto sponsor on the front grill, on the front wing, I'm giving that a 4, man. It's looking meaty. If you compare it to last year's car as well, it is not that car, man. That car is way better than this car.
For sure.
Looks like. So I'm gonna have to give it a 4. So if we're looking at that overall, that's getting a 15 out of 30. That's a meaty score. I can already tell that's not even gonna be in the top 3 at all. So yeah, Red Bull, do better, bros. You should have just brought out that Japan livery and just kept it as that. That would have been cold. But listen, rest in peace, Red Bull.
Yeah,
we'll move on.
Yeah, they're not gonna get no more help from the FIA director now. So wait, how are they gonna win? How are they gonna win races now? Who knows, man?
Are they gonna win races? People are
they winning 9.
People are getting too excited right now.
They're not winning 9 anymore. I'm telling you, they're not winning. What is it, 9 or 10?
Red Bull, yeah. Since 2010, they're the definition of I'm leaving with something. They're leaving with 2 minimum wins. No matter what.
It's either that or Max is crashing someone. So yeah, they're definitely leaving with something.
They're
leaving with a podium or penalty points. That's
so
it.
Even if they're not like the best team, they're gonna be at least top 3. If we're talking about just getting their custom win in Mexico or one of those tracks, they're gonna get a win. Austria, some random win. They're gonna get some
win.
But we don't really know what the text comes out, so that's a bit of a talking point. All right, we're gonna move on to Aston Martin. Martz, we just spoke about Lawrence Stroll talking like an 8-year-old. They
looks nothing like how he reads, boy.
James Bond hype.
James for 2 years in a row, they got me. They got me. That livery is. Whew,
is it cold?
I think it's cold, man. I love it, and the fact, you know what? When they got rid of pink, I wasn't too sure because like. Listen, one of my favorite pair of trainers, yeah, is an Air Max 97 Miami South. It's called Air Max 97 South Beach, and it's like a very similar colorway. It's white, teal, and pink. So I actually really like that livery from last year. So I didn't think they could quite top it, but this one, when I heard the pink was coming off, I was a bit skeptical, but then I saw it and I was like, yeah, nice, and then. When they showed it on track, that was enough for me. But I'm not gonna move mad this time with my prediction about where they'll finish. I don't think they're like gonna be top 3 this year. But tech-wise, they look like they've done a lot. They look like they've actually done that, as I think everyone kept saying last week. They're doing their own homework, so they've actually done it. And they look like they've done a quite decent job. So I think they'll be good and they'll be quite contenders. They'll be a lot better this year. We'll see how Otmar leaving the team affects them. Because I mean, Otmar's still like he's one of the top team principals out there. But we'll see what the terrorists and the farmer does. Yeah.
So the terrorist and the farmer is referring to Stroll and Vettel.
Yeah? Yep.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you know the trainers you was talking about. I got the ones. I've got the Air Max ones of them.
Oh, is it? Oh, right. You know they're dropping like another pair. They're dropping them again in the Air Max 97s because for the 25th anniversary.
Listen, the Aston Martin's a good looking car, man.
Yeah.
We can't lie, but is this all looks no speed?
I think it's like all looks no brains, isn't it? That's what it is.
Oh my god, Chris, what do you think of these changes? Obviously, they've done a lot. The body is fat. They got these little grills on the side. They're doing madnesses. They're not. It doesn't look like a normal car. It looks very different to all the other cars. So, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, they are the one that's the biggest difference in terms of the side pods. So on the side of the cars, their one's quite wide, whereas that in. So it'll be interesting to see if that makes a big difference. But to be fair, I do like the they made the removal of the pink work. Like it's clear they had an idea. This is how the without the water spot. So now that they've saw it, the car looks good, man. They just look good. But I'm not mad.
Yeah, I think it looks good. I don't know if it's going to be good. This is the problem. Look, you know what? Yeah, Aston Martin released before Mercedes, so I thought if the Mercedes looks exactly like Aston Martin, they're in a good place. When Mercedes released and they weren't looking like the same type of concepts going on, it looks like they weren't on the same page. They weren't copying homework no more. It feels like Stroll wasn't doing the direct debits to Toto anymore, and they weren't getting that info. So they're either going to be extremely mudded, but good looking and mudded, or they've had a stroke of genius and they're going to probably overtake a lot of teams. So we'll see how it works for Aston Martin. But firstly, Chris, what's your ranking out of 10 for Aston Martin?
I'm gonna give them an 8.
8.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. That's a high score still. Martz, what's your ranking?
All because of how it looks. Like 9.
9.
Yeah. Not because
don't be superficial, you know.
No, listen, and this isn't because I think the car is going to be like a world beater this year. I just like the fact that they've actually done their own thing this time, and they've taken a different approach to everybody else. So if it flops, it flops, but at least they're gonna flop looking nice at the back of the grid, innit? So that's what it is.
All right, I'm gonna give it a 8.5. Listen, that's all they got going for them. Looks. I don't know if the body's gonna, you know what I mean? It's looking a bit weighty, but you know when it's a bit wide and weighty, I don't know how that's gonna look on how it's not gonna be on the track. Is it gonna be looking slow? I don't know. We'll have to just see with the timings and testing, but from that point, we'll see how Aston Martin fare, especially stepping away from the kind of Mercedes designs. So let me add this up. This is a high score, you know. 16. 9. This is the world trying to watch me do maths. It's a high score. I'm gonna work that in a minute.
Oh gosh,
we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. We are moving on to McLaren. McLaren launched right after Aston Martin. An interesting concept. Had the whole, big launch with Karun Chandhok and Natalie Pinkman, and they finally revealed this orange / light blue / black livery. A lot of people, it's Marmite. It's a Marmite livery. You either love it, or you hate it. Martz, what's your thoughts on the McLaren?
The Indy car looks better, and that Jeep one they released looked better as well.
What, the Extreme E?
Yeah, I think that livery suits those cars more than it does the F1 car. I don't think they quite go right on the F1 car. But they got glow in the dark wheels in it, so it should look nice at night race. I think it'll look nice in night races. So we'll see Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, whatever other night races there are this year. I think you'll have one of the best looking cars then, but listen,
you're not feeling it. We're something different. We've done the pull rod. You know what I mean?
Listen, as long as it pits for Inters, it'll be fine, man.
We got to dead this joke now, man. We got to dead this joke because I've had enough. People telling me about pitting for Inters. Listen, that's not Lando's fault. That's McLaren's fault.
That was. I can't lie. Of all the shows I slandered, that was my favorite one to slander. It was beautiful. It did. It's not dying. It's not, man.
I'm gonna make it die. Don't worry about that. I'm starting the campaign, man.
But yeah, I'll give that livery like 6.5.
6.5.
Nah, I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll be generous. I'll give it a 7.
A
little better with the Interson, I think.
Whatever. Chris, what's your thoughts on the McLaren?
You know what? When I first saw the images, I rated it. But then seeing it out on track, it looks a lot moving on track on video than it does just on still images. So I gotta give props to them. I respect the fact that they've done the pull rod thing, although the last time a team did the pull rod thing was Ferrari in 2014. So that's a bit spooky, but
Hey, allow them statements right there, man. It's a bit nuts. I've got an aneurysm right now because you just said that.
But you know, I respect what they've done. Is like they've not done anything, but they've done something different, and if it works, it's sick for them. Delivery is all right. The thing is, I kind of like the orange. It's different. Like it's not the same old kind of colors. It's something different. So I won't complain about that. So yeah, I like the McLaren. Like I hope it's not too fast, but I like it.
What's your rating?
So like a true Ferrari fan, bro. That's it.
What's your rating? What's your rating?
I'll give it a 7. Again, 7.
All right. I am not going to be biased, as I'm a McLaren fan. I would have liked. At first, I liked it when I saw it in the studio, and kind of like Chris, when I saw it on track, I was like, don't know. And then certain angles, it looks good. It's like, if something only looks good in certain angles, it might not be good, you know. And that could be said about a lot of things in life. But I think I'm going to give it a 7.5. Just going to add a half as biased. So, it's not faring too well for McLaren on this launch thing. So next to be launched was the AlphaTauri, aka what was it called? What was that? What was the saying that's on the side of that car? One of the worst sayings I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna get a picture. Martz, what's your thoughts on AlphaTauri?
It's not dripping like their merch, man. It's not dripping like their merch.
Is their merch dripping, or is it just expensive Uniqlo? Just let me know.
Listen, wherever it is, Yuki and Agassi make it look good, brother. Their whole Stargate thing, yeah, I actually really like that. It was the whole Stargate going through the portal. It was a nice. I think they had one of the better presentations. Like I didn't have to sit there and waste my time listening to a bunch of people talk about things I don't really care about. And it was pretty much over within 10 minutes. So I think they'll get extra points from me just for having that brilliant presentation. But apart from that, I don't think it has much going for it. They say they want 5th in the championship. I think they should be looking to be going a bit higher because they should have got 5th last year. They should be looking to at least break the top 4. Especially if they're working more closely with Red Bull as well this year. But apart from that, it's AlphaTauri. I don't expect much from them, to be honest, just to make Lewis's life a bit more harder. That's it.
Yeah. What's your rating out of 10 then?
Give it 6.5.
6.5. I've noticed that they've gone for a different little bit of concept to Red Bull. They've gone for a different suspension. I don't know whether that's Red Bull just testing out alternatives on their car just to see what the performance differences are. But that's the advantages of having a second team on the grid. Just put your second ideas on the second car, see if it works, and if it's dead, then they don't care.
It's interesting, like their square side pod as well. Like so, very, very, very square. Like not many teams meant for a more rounded approach. So,
they've got different designers. So I think the only thing they're showing is power unit, but They'd probably change the other parts like suspension and brakes and all that type of stuff. So, Chris, what's your thoughts on the AlphaTauri?
I can't complain. It looks decent. Again, the launch was quick and short, so I'm not gonna get onto them about that. Like for me, as long as the car's competent, it's more about the drivers I'm looking at. So the car looks good, looks alright. Like there's nothing more I can add really. Like
So it's more driver dependent than anything because they've got a good engine.
yeah, exactly.
So what's your rating out of 10?
Again, it's a 7. That's the more default rating for me, but it's a 7. It doesn't look bad or particularly meaty or anything. It's just all right.
So 6, 7, and 7. So 20 out of 30. We'll see we'll see where that lands at the end. Couple more to get through. Williams, I think this car is ugly as hell, man.
You're lying.
Mother's life. People are like, this is gorgeous. Da, da, da. I said this is plain Jane. It looks like a corduroy shirt, man. It's got these different types of squares. I feel like they tried to do something different. Livery wise, I'm not really a fan. If you're gonna go old school, you have to do it like Rosberg's, man. You have to go old school with the blue and the white. They tried to be a little bit different with the front wing, from what I'm looking at. But for me, it's a bit of a plain Jane. It's a bit of a plain Jane. Martz, what's your thoughts on the Williams? I know you're a big Williams fan.
Yeah. I love it, man. I actually do. I love it. I don't love the red on it. I'm not particularly fond of the red on it, but
they said that's for Britain. They said it's for England.
Yeah, well, wonderful. We are. Yeah, I'm calling it the Blue Beetle. It looks like a beetle to me. I'm calling it the Blue Beetle. I think, yeah, I actually really like it. Looks really nice. Very, very, very different design from everybody else. A lot more curves on it, and we'll see how it runs. I mean, it's a car that's given us also the most insight into how the 2022 cars differ from the previous the different cars from before, so that from 2021 and before. So it shows us a bit more on how the aero is going to work and how it's creating like bigger air pockets behind the car, so cars can follow a bit easier. So that's the whole thing that F1 wants. So if that's the case, then yeah, man. Actually, as I said, I really like the car, like the look of it. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I'm gonna give that a 9.5. I'm taking off a half for the red. And that's no bias.
That sounds like bias to me, Steve. That sounds like Damon Hill bias. You know?
No, not me. But listen, I don't even like Damon Hill.
That's your legend. What are you talking about?
That's not my legend, boy.
That's
you don't understand, yeah. When it comes to me, my teams, I don't ever like the legends. You could look. I can tell you about Arsenal. I'm not an Henry fan. You could talk about Celtics.
That's wild. That's wild.
It's just weird. I'm one of those guys. Like Damon Hill, nah. Give him Juan Pablo Montoya, bro.
I hear that.
You see, yeah. Martz is the Maldonado fan,
innit? Pull up Crash Gang, bro. The original.
So what's that? 9.5, yeah?
Yeah, 9.5.
9.5.
The TV number one driver, though.
Oh.
Before Albon gets any ideas.
That's sticky. That's sticky. We're going to talk about the drivers in the next pod, but that's a sticky combination there. You know? Chris, what's your thoughts about Williams?
See, I like the livery, but the shape of the car is a bit... I'm not too sure about the shape of the car. Because I like the blues. It's something different. Like, you know, they've changed it up again, and I'm a fan. It's just the shape looks a bit weird. I know that now this year they've got the Mercedes gearbox in the car as well. So before they used to make their own gearboxes, but now they bond off them and they can go do other jobs. Like they've got the Masi treatment, and now they're building their own. Now they're getting the Mercedes ones in. So It's looking a lot better. I'm gonna give it. I'm not gonna give Mahad too much maths, so another 7 in it. I'm not gonna give him. I was gonna say 7.5, but that might be too much maths still.
Listen, I could do the math, man. I just had that brain blip in it. Yeah, I agree though. Like the car looks different to every other car in terms of the way the body shape is and stuff like that. So that could either bode well or bode badly. But it's a good sign that they've got the Mercedes gearbox as well. But for me, it's ugly as hell. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie, guys. And I might have to close my eyes whenever I see that car. So we've got a 7, 4, and 10. We'll move on to. I don't like these guys, but they made a beauty. I'm not gonna lie, Ferrari. I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna come to Martz first. Let me hear your thoughts about Ferrari and their launch and what their car. They've done something very, very, very different.
Yeah, I think I missed the Ferrari launch. But yeah, it looks nice. So I can't lie. I don't think it's as nice as everyone's saying it is, but when you look at it compared to, I think, whatever car they were basing it on, one from the 90s, it looks nice. Don't like the black at the end of the car. So on the back end, not on the wing, but on the back end of it. Not really a big fan of that. But it's black and red. It's giving Manchester United vibes. Yeah, they're ops. They'll always be ops. I'm not too fussy. It's a nice car though.
What's your ranking? What's the ranking? Because this sounds like agendas here. Because you don't like Man United, you don't like Ferrari. So, but if you saw that down the street, what would you think? You would say, "Oh, is that a nice car?" Or you're thinking it's too much is going on.
The cuts on the side pod, yeah. I feel like they're focusing so much on it that the car's so trash. Like there've been so much focus on those side pods, and it just does not sit well with me. So for combining my tech score and livery wise, I'm gonna give it like a 7.5.
7.5.
And yeah.
We got Chris here. He's a big Ferrari fan. I want him to chime in on this. I want to. Did you think they've effed this up? Because I've seen an article on the race basically saying that if Ferrari's right, that means everybody's wrong, and that's highly unlikely. And that don't sound good. Them type of headlines don't sound good. So Chris, what's your thoughts on the Ferrari?
Yeah. But that guy. The thing is, that guy, his age mates are James Allison and Adrian Newey, still in F1. This guy's writing for the race, bro. Something went wrong, bro. Something went wrong, like.
Hey, if my man's writing for the race and your age mates are still employed, what's going on here? So we have to take his opinion with a grain of salt. Pinch of salt.
With a grain of salt. Obviously, a lot of the times he's probably right, yeah. And he could be even right with this one. But it's just a case of Ferrari spent 2 years there working on this car. Like, it should be impossible for them to mess it up that badly. And like,
trust me,
even Bonotto was supposed to be like the engineering guy as well. So it's like, it's really bad if they spent 2 years working on this. Fuck it.
The only engineering Bonotto's done is Legos, bruv. That's the only thing he's done.
But the one thing that they did do right is the car looks good. But hopefully it's not one of the ones where it's like the same as the cars in the early 90s where you have like Charles Leclerc, aka John the Lazy 2.0, yeah, fighting for his life for podiums and that. Like, I don't want to see that no more. I want to see them make progress and be ready for when they have Mick come up and sit in that car. Like, I don't want to see too much nonsense. Like, they have to fix their stuff. They have too many young drivers waiting in the side to be messing about and doing nonsense. Like, it's time for Ferrari to be serious again. Like, you got the nice livery, but that make sure the car goes as fast as good as it looks. Like, I'm tired.
It would be so peak that if you've been working on that car for what since end of 2019 to now, and your car is only just good looking and it's slow, it's peak, bro. You have to put all those jobs on the line. telling you now, that car has to be at least a top 3 car, like clear top 3 or at least top 2. It needs to be. I see you try to like sprinkle some Mick propaganda in there as well. But look, everybody keeps on saying it looks like the 1990 car. You don't want it to look like the 1990 car because that car was shit. So you don't want it to listen. 1990 to 1994 for Ferrari was dark times. You don't even want to get into that Jean Alesi area.
No. 1990 to 1997, bro. It wasn't until 1997 that they built a decent car. 96 was crap. 96 was crap. It was just Michael Schumacher was a sick driver, bro. The car was awful.
What we're saying, we're gonna get that Mick Schumacher. We're gonna get that Mick Schumacher championship in 2029.
Bro, I said it's either 2024 or 2030, bro. It's going to be a 30-year anniversary thing, bro.
Definitely
the game's rigged.
The game's rigged. All right.
They've written the storyline, man. We know F1.
Give me a rating, Chris.
Oh, the rating. It's still a 9 because that car looks good still.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's the best looking car.
Bump mine up to 8. Bump my rating up to 8.
You're bumping it up to 8.
Yeah, bump up to 8.
I'm giving it a 9.5. That car is piff. It might be slow. I hope it's slow. I need that car to be slow. I need Ferrari in that.
And listen, if it's slow, the pack Anik is getting put in is going to be ridiculous.
Chris is going in the pack as well. He knows already.
Listen, just sprinkle it. It's ready. It's ready.
He knows as well. Chris is gonna have
do you think
to negotiate with Ferrari.
Chris tries to be smart. Yeah,
what do you think asking everyone who they support and who they are?
I don't know. Cut out there, Chris. Say that again.
So I'm asking everyone who they're supporting, yeah, because I'm on the offense, bro. No defense. If my teams or drivers let me down, there's no defense. I'm coming after your drivers instead, bro.
Hey. I'm quite open with who I support. Innit? If I'm in the mud, I'm in the mud.
I haven't released my stocks yet. Still, I'm still looking.
All right, so we'll move on to the last one we got here because we don't acknowledge Alfa Romeo on this pod.
No, it's
they decided, huh?
There's 2 more.
Oh yeah, it's 2 more. You're right. Yeah. But we're just letting people know now. We're not giving a ranking.
Like toothpaste.
Yeah, no, let's stay calm. We're gonna move on to Mercedes. James Allison's wonder piece. We saw Lewis Hamilton come back. We saw Chris's favorite guy, PR63 in the Mercedes. In the Mercedes gear. He was amped up. He looked nervous, but he was gassed up on that launch. Dawning a new era for Mercedes. Like Toto said on the launch. We start from 0. Nothing matters from before. Martz, what do you think of the Mercedes car?
Listen, there was one good-looking thing at that presentation, and it wasn't the car. Okay. That's what I was saying. Hi, Naomi. I don't know if you remember me. We met at the UK Motorsport, but I'm here.
I think she's taking.
Say hi.
But good luck to you.
Listen. My DMs aren't open anyway. Don't worry. I see that before my girl comes and kills me.
All right. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on the car?
That car's butters, man. That car's butters. I don't like
it. Listen. Mercedes fans are quite happy with it. They're saying it's the best looking car. Look at it. They're gone back to the silver livery now. It's not black anymore. Listen, that black livery was cold. But now they've gone back to the silver.
All this talk about this nice livery is all Lewis tax, bruv. That car is ugly. I do not like it at all, bruv.
Do you like the shape of it?
Yeah. It looks sharp. It actually looks like an arrow, though. That's what I mean. Like, it looks like an arrow.
Maybe it's the skinniest car that's been released. It looks proper skinny. There's trim and they made it like proper sleek. So James Allison's done something. Let's just hope he hasn't done a 2014 Ferrari because that was one of the last. That's the last car he released when it was new Regs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if he does that, if he does that, to the Merc, to Lewis and George, I'm fighting, man, bro. I'm fighting him. Bro, how could my two favorite drivers on the grid, Pardon?
He ain't got a good track record at whole new regs.
No, it's true, because he did. No, did he help design last year's one? Because obviously he had to put some.
Oh, yeah, of course he designed last year's one, but then obviously that was the regulation thing. That weren't on him still. That was the whole high low rake thing.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
But so what's your ranking on the car, Martz?
7, and that's literally 3 points because I've got to see Lewis.
Lewis is hungry, man.
He
said,
is, bro.
If you thought last year was my best.
Oh yeah, and shout out our young Jamaican driver as well, man. Let's go, let's get it.
Hey, listen, listen, he's Jamaican, isn't it? Is he Asafa Powell's cousin?
Yeah.
Let's go, bro.
Listen. We need another driver from the Caribbean, man.
Exactly.
You come through and he's on smoke. Guess what? You got a new fan at Pitstop.
Exactly.
We're here.
Listen, him and my Nigerian American Ugo, we're there, man. We're there. I'm there, and I'll be going to watch Ugo this year as well, man. At British F4. All
right, we're gonna have to keep an eye on him, man. We're gonna watch this young talent grow. Mercedes had the whole youth program there. Looks like they're trying to integrate everybody in there. Hopefully, they don't go the way of Pascal Wehrlein and all of the other guys at the Mercedes academy. But yeah, Chris, what's your thoughts on them? Go on, Chris.
Talk about the car. To be fair with Mercedes Academy, Bottas and George were linked with like Toto and the academy, so it's not that bad compared to, let's say, like the Alpine Academy.
Where's Esteban Gutierrez, brother?
Gutierrez was a Ferrari. Actually, I don't even know. Look, Ocon's in F1, innit? Ocon made it.
Ocon wasn't part of the Mercedes driver program.
He was.
It's Toto's his manager.
It's Toto's his manager, no?
Yeah. I don't think he's part of the Mercedes.
Together.
Huh? Yeah, Toto's his manager. Together. But I don't think he was part of the Mercedes driving school.
No, because that's how he got the Force India drive. That's how you got the Force India drive. Because Toto was like, I'm putting you here with the Merc engines and all of that stuff there, yeah. So
they got Vesti now, so actually no, Ocon was.
Oh,
Ocon,
he was, yeah.
Listen, Ocon, Wehrlein, Russell. So he's kind of hit. He's got 2 drivers in F1. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He tried to get one more, but Red Bull outmuscled him in the Vries, but oh well.
Oh, the Vries is mudded now. Good luck to him. He ain't making it. I'll tell you that now.
He's driver, isn't it? He's a test driver or something, isn't it?
I think he's reserve.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris, Russell's new team. What do you think of the car? Do you think they've made him something good?
I don't even know. I'm just praying they have, because I've done like 3 years of uni at Williams, yeah, just struggling, bro. Just 3 years on the ropes, yeah, at the back. Like, I'm tired. Like, I want to see some pole positions, a young race win or 2. So I need that car to be good, like, and for Lewis to get 8 as well. Like, we need the car to be good, like. So I hope it is. It looks all right. Like, going back to silver, it's okay, but I need it to be good, bro. I can't fathom the thought of it being shit, yeah, and him just being the most cursed driver ever, bro.
That would be the most cursed thing ever.
Neck.
No.
Your neck, rude boy.
Hey, listen, Martz, it's a 2-sided coin, because if Mercedes is mudded,
because you know what, yeah?
Mercedes is mudded, Lewis is mudded.
No, because Lewis will get the best out of that car. We've seen it in McLaren in 2012?
2009.
2009.
Or 2009, whenever he finished 5th in the championship. We've seen it, yeah? And we saw it in 2013 when he joined Mercedes. Big man, if he does not get a performance, I told you, if Bottas beats him once, I'm going to be on your neck, rude boy.
I don't think that's going to happen, because Bottas drives for Alfa Romeo. He's finished. he's P19 merchant from now on. It's over for Bottas. That's my personal opinion anyway. But yeah, Chris, what's your ranking on the Mercedes?
I'll give it I'll give it a 7. A 7. The shape does look nice. It's just delivery's a bit boring, but yeah.
I'm gonna give it a little
And
bit
also
more credit.
Lewis.
Also, Lewis, what? Sorry.
Also, the fact that Lewis and George, Lewis and George are there, it gets a bump up as well.
Say no more. You're getting a bit of static, Chris. If you want to just put it on mute for a second, I'm gonna give it an 8. Just because I like the silver. I've not. I think the red f's it up. The car body shape and the way the aerodynamics, that's good. I have no problems with that. The silver and black, I don't have a problem with it. Even the teal, I don't have a problem with it. It's the kind of red underneath on the rear, the top of the where the driver sits, where it's like red. I don't know what's going on there. I'm not gonna lie. The red.
He's trying to show everyone it has lubes, boy. That's what he's trying to show.
Yeah, true. I think the stack's from you, Martz. Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8. So, solid ratings for Mercedes. The last one we're gonna do now is Alpine. We're getting through all of this. They did their launch on Monday. 2 livery launches. I think we're only gonna do the main livery, not the Tesla, not the livery they're gonna use for the first 2 races, but the second one. And their car. Martz, what's your thoughts on Alpine?
Butters again. Looks like a bubble gum. Baskin Robbins.
Did you say Butters again? Are you insinuating that the car was Butters last year?
No, I mean I was Butters like the Mercedes. No, last year's one was actually nice. It was like I liked last year. Yeah, nice car. But yeah, this one, Butters, yeah, bubblegum livery, Baskin Robbins livery, Hubba Bubba livery. It just looks.
It's a work of
art.
And
the uniforms look horrible, bruv. Those overalls are horrid. Ugh. Fernando, it does not suit you, brother. It does not suit you. Go look after your kids. Go enjoy some time. Go play some football with them, innit? Leave the racing to real drivers. That's what we want.
I forgot I'm on the pod with the 2 biggest Alonso haters on the planet. So you're not rating. What we're gonna, Mark? So give me your rating, because I know you're not gonna say anything positive about this car.
Not while Fernando's driving it. 3.
3. This is insane. This is insane. Yeah. That's the lowest rating we've had today. You know that's not a 3.
Yeah, 3.
What's that, Alonso tax?
I don't. That's heavy Alonso tax.
That's ridiculous.
Listen, yeah.
All right, Chris, what's your thoughts on the Alpine?
I like the pink one though. The pink one's nice. I do like that.
We're gonna take a high score. Give us your pink one rating.
I'll give the pink one an 8. I actually really do like that one.
All right, say 9. I'm writing 8 down now.
No, I want 3 taken out, bro.
Chris, what's your thoughts?
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. When I first saw the pictures, I thought the pink one looked a bit mad and the blue one looked better. But seeing the blue one wheel out on track, yeah, the pink one, I think it's gonna actually be better because it just doesn't mesh well while moving on track. So again, it's the problem with that water sponsor, isn't it? Like, did they have enough time to figure out like how to make the car look good with the blue and pink? But the shape of it looks nice. It looks like they look like they've been planning, because I know they spent the past 2 years with a chassis from like 2019. So they've really been waiting on getting these new regs in and sorting out their car. So it's now or never for them, innit? Because like they didn't update no engines, no chassis, nothing until this year. So they gotta make this one work.
They've cancelled their plan though. They've literally cancelled their plan for this year. They're
saying, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
They cancelled it. Didn't you hear them? Alonso say, "Oh yeah, it's not going to be this year, but it's going to be in the future."
It's sandbagging, bro.
It's not sandbagging. It's not sandbagging. I believe these, man. No. I believe these, man.
Wait. That implies he's going to be in F1 beyond this season.
I know.
I'm not having it.
I know. Can't have it. Can't have it.
I need Alonso race wins at 45 years old.
Hell no.
No,
You man look
no, I
devastated.
need him mudded, bro. I need him mudded.
All right, Chris, what's your rating?
Ocon
What's your
needs
rating
to
out of
put
10?
in something, bro.
My rating, I'll give it a 5. See, the pink one, I would say it's like a 7, but the regular one's like a 5, bro. It's not like when I saw the video of it, I said, this ain't it, man.
You man are killing me, man. That's the second best good looking livery, man. That's the second best, man. I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a
Bro,
9.
that's a
You
lot
man-
of propaganda, bro.
That's not Alonso. That's not Alonso.
No.
Nothing to do
The
with
thing is,
Alonso.
yeah,
That's just
he
art.
does a lot of propaganda because he hates Vettel, bro. It don't make sense.
No.
That is it.
That's not it. That's not it, man. That's not it. I just respect good drivers. You know, them ones there. But the car is a work of art, man. I don't know what's up with BWT and their pink. They must have been throwing the bag at Alpine for them to put that much pink on the car. But it looks good. Like Chris said, they've worked on that car for time. They've done no upgrades. They've actually said we're going to max out the engine. We're going to pick power over reliability. We're going to see a rocket ship that breaks down after 10 laps. But we're going to see what
For 3 years, they're mad.
Listen, if they've got a rocket ship in their P1 in quali, and then they just fall down the rankings because the car breaks down, it's going to be interesting.
Wait, hold on. They can't do it, but you can't change anything about the engine like this year, though.
I'm saying they maxed out their engine from the end of last year.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that if it keeps on breaking down,
yeah, they're finished.
You can't improve it for that 3 years. You know, that's 3 years.
They're finished. They'll have to withdraw from the sport, man. I'm telling you now. They're putting the team up for sale.
Listen, Renault already want to pull them out. So if they have a disastrous season, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not on the grid next year, bro.
No, the strategy they're going for is a McLaren 2005 flex, and we had to change our engines like 10 times that year. So we were sticking on pole in quali, and in race time, car go bang.
So 5 place grid penalties.
Exactly. So L plan might be mudded. L plan might be a work of genius. You never know. But yeah, that's our car liveries for now. We're not going to do Alfa Romeo because they're bozos. So let me just see which one's got the highest.
They should keep it at that camo livery, bro. It actually looks hard.
They released the camo livery. It looks hard, and they're going to use it in testing, but we don't know what the actual livery is because it's after testing. So it's coming out on the 27th, or I think it's 27th, 28th. So that's either Sunday or Saturday, one of those days. Yeah. So we'll see what the actual car looks like.
Should have sold it to Andretti, boy.
And listen, we need Andretti. Andretti's trying to enter the sport now. There was rumors that he's trying to enter a team, in 2023 or 2024. But F1's moving a bit mad and saying he can't join. But we need more teams on the grid, man. Tell you now.
Apparently, it wasn't even FIA that said that. It was just like the intern or whoever looks after them. He basically just picked out a message from
random sources. The guy that gets coffee.
So it's like there's no one in the office in it. So when the response came back from the FIA or whatever it was somebody who isn't really like in the know. You just picked a response from what they ever sent to like when the other teams tried to join. Like, I think Pan American, whatever they're called, they tried to join, or that Pan Monaco team.
Yeah.
So that's what they sent back to Andretti. But obviously they're making noise because they must be serious about joining F1.
Yeah, they must be, honestly. But fingers crossed, man, because we need some American talent in the sport. We want to see Coulter Herta in the sport.
I want to see Bubba Wallace.
I want to see Bubba Wallace move from NASCAR to Formula One. That's a mad one still.
Him and Lewis on one team, boy. Him and Lewis on one team.
I need. Do you know what I need in the sport? I need Michael Jordan to buy a team.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
That's what you need.
I need Jordan liveries. The liveries looking like some off-white Jordan 4s. That's what we need, man. But yeah, I've just ranked up now. So in third place we have the Mercedes livery.
How, Sway? How?
Oh boy, I don't know. In second place we have the Aston Martin livery, and in first place we have the Ferrari livery. So
Wow.
that is the official pit stop ranking of what the best looking cars are. And we'll see if any of these cars are fast or slow.
I just realized that Alpine livery looks like the Highland Springs
No,
bottle.
no. This guy's pointing at a Highland bottle. No, somebody tweeted and said it's gonna look like Evian bottle. Yeah, they're kind of right.
It does. It does.
Kind of right.
Where's he with his waters and blue and pink and?
I don't know. I went on the BWT website and they don't even have that much pink on there, so I don't understand what's going on. They've got a blue sign. But yeah, to end this off, we're not going to do predictions. What we're going to do is we're going to see who's on the hot seat. Yeah, I'm going to call this segment. Now I'm panicking. I'm going to lose my job. Which we're seeing new regulations now. A lot of these team principals have overseen them to guide their team to the new era of Formula One. Some team principals are under pressure more than others. I'm going to come to each of you. Which team principals come into this season with their job on the line? Martz. If it comes to Bahrain practice one and their car is slow, who's panicking? Who's going to lose the job?
Gunter Steiner, for one. Binotto as well. And I think I might even throw a young Seidel in there as well. I know he's just got it, but I think McLaren looking to make some big steps over the coming years. So yeah, I mean, Ottman's just got a new job, so he won't be in the hot seat much. I don't think Renault but expect him to be good. And yeah, no one else really. I mean, Christian's safe for another 10 years, so he's going to be playing the villain for a while. Toto, he's not going anywhere. He basically owns the team. So who else is there that's going to really lose their job? Like
when Ottman's not going to lose his job, he just got it.
The Williams guy.
Aston Martin's job ain't going to get it. Yeah, Williams guy's not going to lose it either.
Yeah, he's just
I
come.
reckon he could.
No, he's just come.
He came up.
If Latifi and Albon stink, yeah, he's getting fired. Especially Albon. If Albon stinks, he's getting fired, bro.
Yeah, but it feels like Latifi and Albon are there for sponsor purposes, isn't it? It's not.
What sponsors does Albon bring, bro? He's not got back for fraud. He's not bringing no money.
Before Chris only do not right. So what's his name? What's the Williams team principal's name? What's his name? Toss, didn't it?
No, that's AlphaTauri.
That's AlphaTauri. What's his name?
Capito.
Joss.
Yeah, just Capito.
Joss Capito, yeah. Joss Capito came in last year. He can't be on the hot seat already, man. Chris, who's the number one guy that's on the hot seat?
It's equal between Ferrari and Ferrari Russia, bruv.
Ferrari Russia's in trouble, man. Steiner's, I swear to God, I'm telling you now, Steiner's only got a job because of Netflix.
He does.
I'm telling you right now.
They're keeping it, bro. They're paying the bills, boy.
And the fact that he kind of brought money into the team. He brought in Mazepin. He kind of saving Gene Haas a lot of money.
They get a lot more exposure because of Gunter Steiner as well, because of Drive to Survive. So, I mean,
but is he a good principal?
No, clearly not. He can't handle the talent. He can't manage the talent. Yeah, and he's basically just over budget every year. Can't keep. I mean, he does well with a small budget, but
he did all right at the beginning, but. As soon as things went wrong, he couldn't save them, bruv. They went from like going well to just crap, and it kept on falling.
They were P5 in constructors, weren't they, in 2018?
2016 when they first joined us, man. Yeah.
So yeah. You're good, man.
No. Do you know what it is? You know when Ferrari did their illegal engine thing, yeah, that finished Haas, bruv. Because that's the year when they put a crap engine in. The engine started burning up their suspension and everything, bruv. The car was finished.
So him, okay. So he basically packed it in with Haas saying we're not developing this car whatsoever. Yeah, if he comes out and he's not even I don't know, P7 in constructors. If he's not in the midfield, he's got to go, no?
Yeah.
Because he's just proven he's not even good. He's not good at developing a car. He's not good at dealing with talent. We already know the talent, but he's not good at. The only thing he's good at is giving interviews and slamming doors on Netflix.
Pretty much.
But not.
And plus, Mazepin's gonna have Mazepin has a lot more pull than expected as well. So if your biggest sponsor doesn't want you as team principal, it's gonna kind of look peak, isn't it?
I personally think, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. If we're talking about people that are getting let go, I think if Bonotto comes out and then it's, let's say, Q3, they can't even get into Q3 in Bahrain, he's goner. I think he's a goner by the second race. Because these men have been working on the car since 2019. United States 2019. Your car has to be, and you got unlimited budget. This is pre-cost cap. You've been working on this car. So if you can't guide that and you're supposed to be the engineering guy and you can't really handle the strategy stuff, boy.
Especially if the engine is dead, bro. If that engine is dead, he used to be the guy in charge of engines as well, bro. So if the engine is dead, he's done.
He's done. I think if we, you know how sometimes when we talk about football and say, "Oh, the first manager to get sacked," I think he's the first guy to get sacked. If it is shit anyway, he's comfy if that car is winning races. He's bought himself some time. But yeah, I think we're gonna keep an eye on that. We're gonna keep bringing it up. This is my new segment called "Now I'm Panicking." I'm gonna lose my job. We're gonna check in on that one. We're gonna give you some predictions, but we'll do that on the next pod. We're going to do a bumper one with a lot of the cast with our predictions for the upcoming season after Barcelona testing. Thank you for listening. Like I said, please like and subscribe. Please give a nice review, retweet, and so on. And we will catch you next week with a new pod. Peace.
Yeah. Gone, Masi. Bye. Hold that.